A girl named Phaedra is shown at the start of the film. She was Professor. It means a person who can foretell. Phaedra dreams of a king named Hyperion. That king Hyperion releases the Titans. Now that king is desiring to rule over humanity. 8,000 years ago, when there was nothing as animals or humans on this earth. A battle held in heaven at that time. The winners of that battle called gods who remained in heaven forever. And the losers of that battle called titans. And they were bound in the caves of the mountains. There was a bow in that battle which was mighty. But that bow is lost in this battle. 8,000 years are passed after this battle. That war was slipped in people's mind with the passage of time. Then King Hyperion comes on the scene whose entire family gets infected. Then he calls gods. It was too late and in vain. After now, he creates the feelings of dislikeness for gods. And he becomes atheist. He believes gods don't help anyone. Now he desires to bring titans into the world. Now he needed that bow in order to get its potency. Thinking it, he comes to bring Phaedra because he knew that she is Professor. Who will reveal the secret of the location of that bow? He captures Phaedra. Another character, Theseus, is shown in the village. He used to live with his mother. Theseus was an atheist. But Theseus's mother was God-fearing lady. Theseus tells his mother about atheism. Actually, Theseus was a warrior. There was an instructor in that village who trained Theseus as a warrior. He taught him how to fight. Soldiers announce coming into the village that Hyperion's soldiers are nearly to come here. Who will victimize everyone? So we should hide ourselves behind the walls of mountains. They are also told that kids and old people will be taken tomorrow. Theseus wanted to go behind the walls of mountains along with other people and his mother. But they are stopped by a soldier. He says, "You should come with other people who are coming tomorrow." Hearing it, Theseus gets angry. Because that soldier was realizing him that you are illegal son. Theseus says, "We are also human beings like you and the running blood in our body is red." Soldier says, "You have no father so your mother is sinister." Hearing it, Theseus becomes aggressive and a fight is held between them. Theseus targets his neck with a sword. He threatens other soldiers, "I will cut his throat if you try to move ahead." Meantime, their officer also comes there. He explains to Theseus, "It is not the time of fight. Let him go." Theseus demands, "Promise me first that our villagers will be in safe zone." Officer promises him, so Theseus has to leave that soldier. Officer says to Theseus, "We need daring people like you. Because you know the martial art." But Theseus refuses and says, "Why should I fight while favoring you? I will not assist you because you can quit leaving us in trouble at any time." Officer dismisses that soldiers from his army unit. Because he had degraded Theseus and his mother. That soldier moves to King Hyperion in order to take revenge from them. And he reveals the location of Theseus's village. Hyperion's men attack that village, going there. They kill most of the people where Theseus's mother also becomes victim. And his heart is filled with feeling of loss on his mother's death. But he was unable to act because of being captured by Hyperion's force. Theseus is in prison. So his services may be taken in the salt mine. On the opposite side, gods were observing this inequity from heaven. And they wanted to save innocent people. All gods visit their king god Zeus. They say, "These people are innocent and we should help them." King Zeus tells, "Law cannot be violated. Any god cannot interfere the human affairs until cruel titans approach among humans. Human beings have faith on us and we should do the same. As they can tackle their affairs themselves. Because they have a right to survive according to their will. A god asks, what will happen if Hyperion searches that bow? The king god Zeus says nothing on it. It is shown on earth that Theseus is sorrowful as being captive. Because he was still in the shock of his mother. The professor Phaedra passes from there. And her foot is touched with Theseus' foot and she starts to visualize him. She visualized that Theseus is in the boat and King Hyperion is also there. And Theseus has the same mighty bow. Phaedra says to a man that tonight, we will have to escape from here at any cost. She says indicating Theseus, bring him with you. Because she had visualized that Theseus is under the blessings of gods. If he became the partner of Hyperion then they both will destroy the whole humanity. Afterwards, Phaedra sneaks off the guards, taking his fellows and Theseus at night. Knowing about it, King Hyperion sends his soldiers to pursue them. King Hyperion says, I need Phaedra alive at any rate. His soldiers arrive at that spot where Phaedra, Theseus and their fellow members were present. They are surrounded by the forces of Hyperion. Theseus, Phaedra and their fellow members are boarded in a boat. Then gods of sea dive into the sea with full strength from heaven. It causes a tsunami which submerges the Hyperion forces. While Phaedra, Theseus and their fellow members are survived. They remain secured. Theseus asks Phaedra, did you know that we will be survived? She says, yeah. I knew that we will be survived because I can prophesy the future. And it is awarded to me by gods. Theseus says, how can it be a reward? You can just prophesy the future but cannot change it. And you have the faith in gods but I am atheist. My mother was God-fearing. But those gods kept quiet in heaven doing nothing when my mother was killed. Then Phaedra asks, have your mother been shrouded according to the convention? Theseus tells, no. Her dead body is neglected and still there. Phaedra says, you should perform her funeral. Theseus reveals, being atheist, I have no faith on conventions. So how can I perform funeral? Phaedra says, your mother was conservative. So we should move there. Afterwards, they go there getting together. There was a lying dead body of Theseus' mother. Theseus performs the funeral of his mother according to the heritage. He is pushing his mother's dead body in the labyrinth, putting it into a stone block. But that stone block is not moving inside because of the hindrance of a stone. Theseus tries to hit that mountain. Breaking it, he finds the same bow, which was lost in the battle, fought in the heaven 1,000 years ago. An arrow made of radiance itself is shot from that bow when it is pulled. He loses the grip of that bow because of the arrows hitting something. A monster-masked opponent appears there. Actually, he has been sent to kill all by Hyperion. The fight is held between Theseus and that opponent. Theseus puts him into death. On the other side, Phaedra and her fellow members are enslaved outside. Observing it, Theseus shoots an arrow from the bow. The shooting arrow is divided into the different parts according to the number of Hyperion men. And all meet their fates. Phaedra is using ointment on Theseus' wounds. Theseus admits, I was on mistake about gods. My mother was truthful. Phaedra says, your mother's death has proved a good omen for us. This is a reason that we are able to come here and got this bow. Remember, you will be the winner of war. They had developed an association for each other, coming closer. Professor's all powers come to an end when she is in relationship with anyone. But Phaedra says to Theseus, coming closer, "You were right. Being professor may be considered a curse, not a reward. I myself want to visualize my life." The following day, they depart for a place where Phaedra's 3 sisters had been imprisoned by Hyperion. Reaching there, they don't find Hyperion, because he had gone to the mountain walls with his soldiers. But there were the sounds of screaming of Phaedra's sisters. There was a bull and Phaedra's sisters were inside it. Throwing the bull down, it is clear that her all sisters are no more now. Then Hyperion's forces approach there, and the bow is fallen down by Theseus. And an animal takes away that bow. Animal was taking that bow to Hyperion behind the mountain. God and goddess arrive from heaven when Hyperion's men are nearly to kill them. Goddess awards them to horses. She says, "Continue your efforts until mountain walls are not taken here by you." The gods who are with goddess kill all Hyperion's men. At the same time, King God Zeus comes there. He was in rage, because both gods had violated the rules while helping the humans before a time. King Zeus kills all gods who had accompanied goddess at that place. He tells Theseus, "No god will come to help you now. Because Theseus, I have faith in you. Prove my trust while protecting your people." Now they move nearer the mountain's walls, because there were titans behind those walls, while there were the Theseus villagers across the wall. Theseus reaches there to his people and reveals the fact of the bow and Hyperion to Greek king. But that king does not believe in it, taking them the exaggerated tales. No king desires battle. He says, "We will make a commitment with Hyperion." Hyperion has known it that gods had descended from heaven to protect Theseus. Then Hyperion dispatches his one of the soldiers there. Hyperion's soldier says, "Our king is willing to meet Theseus." Phaedra tells, "I have visualized it when Theseus is going to meet Hyperion. He wants to take you as his own devoted man." Theseus says, "You cannot be wrong and you are speaking truth." He tells, "He is the murderer of my mother. I will never be with him." Theseus comes closer to Hyperion with the purpose to kill him. But Hyperion's soldiers are in his surroundings, so he could not kill him at that time. Hyperion says to Theseus, "Work for me. I will honor you, making you immortal." Theseus replies, "Men's deeds are immortals, because this flesh will be turned into dead." Saying it, he begins to move from there. Hyperion threatens that, "I will enliven the Titans tomorrow, no matter that your gods are with you. Then there will be my kingdom." Theseus comes to Phaedra from there. He says, "I may be able to accomplish the task which God Zeus is expecting from me." Phaedra encourages him, saying, "Trust yourself, because God has chosen a right person." The battle is broken out in the morning. Theseus' fellow men are behind the mountain wall. But it was not uncomplicated to crack that wall. Having that bow, Hyperion shoots an arrow, and that wall is damaged completely, which was hard to break. Witnessing it, Theseus' fellow men are frightened. They begin to rush, but Theseus arrives there at the spot. He says, "They are cowards wearing the huge masks. They are also humans like us, and the blood is running in their veins. They also pain. Being cowards, they are just concealing themselves. And we have ability to confront them." Hearing Theseus, their spirit of war is enlivened. So they begin to confront them. And a deadly war breaks out there. Hyperion is completely concerned to release the Titans. Greek king suggests Hyperion, We may resolve the issue through consultation. But Hyperion kills them while disagreeing. He reaches at the prison of the Titans. He is going to release Titans while shooting the arrow from bow. Theseus and his fellow man approach there. It was too late because arrow was shot by him. All people fall away with a great explosion. Theseus' fellow man grabs that bow from Hyperion, but Titans were awakened. Time was past. Theseus' fellow man says to him, "You may leave from here. I can cope with them, having this bow." And he begins to shoot arrow from the bow. But Titans kill him. Then many gods descend to help the humanity. Because it was according to their rules as to descend to help humanity after the awakening of Titans. They could come to help humanity against Titans after the release of Titans. A great battle is started between Titans and gods. God Zeus destroys that bow to avoid future use. On the other side, Theseus and Hyperion also confront each other. Hyperion injures Theseus, attaching with his dagger. Titans were appearing as the winners between the battle of gods and Titans. Because they were in a large number. Many gods are wounded while attaching. And 2 gods are slain. Zeus falls down the mountain walls, using his strength. And the mountain is shaken down. Theseus wins the battle, fighting with Hyperion. And he successfully ends Hyperion. He says, "My good deed will be remembered." Zeus returns back, taking wounded goddess. Mountain is falling down and Theseus was nearly to die after being crushed under it. He is also called to heaven. It means that Theseus had also been crowned god. It was obvious that there is always a victory of good over evil. Because Hyperion's large army is crushed under the mountain. A long time later, it is shown that story had been written over the bravery of Theseus. His audaciousness was remembered. Theseus and Phaedra also has a son. He also has the same abilities like his mother as he could forecast. That kid forecasts that a deadly battle is breaking out between gods and devils. Suddenly, an old man appears there who was the instructor of Theseus. Who enables Theseus to be a warrior. Actually, he was not instructor but Zeus. Who had come there disguising human being. He says to the kid, "I knew your father who was audacious. And your time is also coming soon." That kid asks, "About which time you are talking about?" Then he says, "The battle will never be over against the evil. The battle is going to start in heaven and your father will also be there. He will fight for your future." And the movie also completes along with it.